of the dating game. Okay? And that was the suit I wore. Okay?
Forget the suit.
That was the look back then in 79. Summer of 79. I don't know if the battery's going on this, but it's okay. I'm in coaching form right now, and you will be able to hear me. Trust me. Coach Tyler, thank you and the members of the committee for all you've done with this. This is really a good for the soul event for all of us. Just watching what's going on and the dynamic of what's going on in this room is really amazing. There's so many guys who haven't seen each other in such a long time, but this is something that's really got to repeat. It's a good for the soul event, and Coach, thank you for putting that together. I think it's big time. Congrats to all my fellow inductees. Ed Bradley, you're a guy that when I was a little kid watching football on TV, you're a guy who let us know that the dream was possible with what you did. You know, I think I told you earlier today, and I don't know if it was you or not, but I was on my paper route, about 12 years old, walking up Washington Parkway, and this big old dude was jogging down the street. I go, "That's it, Brad." I'm like, oh. And I barely could finish my route on that day, but that was an amazing thing for me. Quentin Tyler, you know, your speech tonight was phenomenal, and I remember Coach Casaria and Coach, you know, just telling stories about you, and that meant a lot to us as players back in the day. Nick, you taught us how to pursue the dream, because your story of how you got to the NFL and your resilience, it was just so inspirational to all of us. So, you know, you guys, the guys who came before me, are just really, really special to me, and you always have been. And all the other guys who are being inducted tonight, you guys are also an inspiration and an influence. Okay, we all have influence in our lives. Some of us, not guys in this room, I don't see any of that in this room, influence the wrong way, but the influence in this room that the people have, inductees have here, is definitely great, and great for this town. I want to thank my coaches, Pat Casaria, Lucian Zafaro, Willie Gallup. Remember Willie Gallup? What you got to understand, and Nick Giacquino mentioned Pop Warner football. Well, for guys like Nick, you could probably play Pop Warner football and transition right into high school. But fat kids like me, okay, we had to stop at about the 7th grade, and you got to remember back then, Stratford did not have freshman football. We did not have a 9th grade. We were in junior high school, okay? We did not have a freshman year, so my development got cut off at the 7th grade. I had to wait till the 10th grade, and my development started again, which was led by these 3 coaches. I got to tip my hat to the players, but the teammates that came before me. Joe Costello, that was a bad man. He was a bad man. And he was also like a big brother to me. Reggie Willis, an amazing athlete. And I'm not going to be able to name everybody. Paul Kelly, who's here tonight, was a special guy. Mark Piccirillo was another special guy. Mike Giacquino, who's here tonight. Haven't seen him in ages, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see him. The late Pete Strong. Tracy Smith, who was the team captain and a great leader. I'll remember the night, my junior year, when I was really starting to establish myself as a player, and they said, "Hey, John, be ready. We're picking you up at 7:30. Well, there they were. Boom. They're in my house, coming to pick me up and take me out and show me what to do after games. And we had a great time that night. I think it was a toga party. My teammates after that. My teammate and best friend, Jim Wasilewski, he's here tonight. That means so much to me. And you got to know this. Ed Goodrich, you were the best player on that 79 team. You were the best player. You were a high motor guy. You taught me how to be a high motor guy because you had endless energy on the football field as a fullback and a defensive end playing next to me, which was a lot of fun. Chuck Devon's here. Chuck Devon, special to have you here with us tonight. You're a great friend. Rick Rare, Speedy Rick Rare, he's here tonight. The late Ed Brennan was our quarterback, class president. I'm not going to be able to mention everybody. Rob Santo. Rob, you're on the committee. When you called me 3-4 weeks ago, I was absolutely devastated. I was more devastated by the fact that I wasn't going to be able to make it here tonight because, we were in our 4th day of training camp at Brother Martin down there. And it was like, I can't leave during training camp, but thank God the people I work for says, John, you got to get to this. And that's very special to me. George Amador, Sam Clark, or some of the other names. There's other guys here. If I forgot your name, I apologize. But you guys are all very special to me. In 1987, I won the lottery. Okay? I got a phone call from Coach Walt Checkeye, the head coach at Stratford High School. Now, Walt had been there. He coached my brother's senior year. Our brother Greg's here tonight with his wife, Debbie. But Walt gave me a call and said, hey, I need a line coach. Hey, coach, I got a line coach. I need you to come help us out. I was just like, wow, that'd be pretty neat. And I didn't know what I was getting into, but it was a good deal. Now, Coach Walt and Bob Zito, got to give it up for Bob Zito, an offensive mastermind. Two great coaches. And one of the things Coach Checkeye used to say during that 88 season, okay, during that 88 season, and you guys will remember this. He probably said it at least once a week. He said, think of all the good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. And you got to understand what he was saying. Because we had 4 of the greatest high school players ever on that football team. But he knew he had to build a foundation for these guys. And all the guys who are here as that foundation know what I'm talking about. Because you guys stepped up and answered the call on that. When I talk about Curtis Eller, I'm going into my 41st year as a coach. Curtis Eller was the best high school player that I've ever been around. He was an intimidator. He was a great kid. He made opponents pee their pants before he hit them. It was an impressive thing to watch. Dwayne Sheridan. Dwayne Sheridan. An amazing running back. An amazing running back. He reminded me of a combination between Roger Craig, if you remember him, and Marcus Allen. His competitive nature and his ability to get the ball in the end zone, it was just a great thing to watch. And by the way, all these guys are great guys, too. Everyone will agree to that. Pete McCoy. Pete McCoy was the Iron Man of that team. He was a fullback. He was a defensive lineman. He was a big play guy. And always did things with a smile on his face. He made my miserable butt happy every day just to go out and coach him. Okay? And it's such a joy to see him tonight. The Iron Man himself. One day, he was out there, and I say he's an Iron Man. He was tough. He'd be in the whole game. There was one game when he was a junior. I'm looking out there, and Pete's giving me this. Like he was tired. So I gave Pete this. like that. And Pete figured that out real quick. He played his ass off, and he was such a great asset. Rob Yearwood. Rob Yearwood, he's being inducted tonight, but I don't want to steal any of his thunder, but I got a story. When I came in, when he was a junior, we had a quarterback. I walked in, and who's our quarterback? They said, that guy. I went, and I looked over there, and I saw Joe Verderam. He is living proof that your legs only need to be long enough to reach the ground. Okay? Right? So, we're scrimmaging against Trumbull. We're up there against Trumbull. You know all the monsters that Trumbull had on the defensive line. I can't remember if we ran a waggle or a sprint out. But I'm standing behind the offense. And he rolls out, and about 3 monsters from Trumbull are in his face. He just takes the ball and just goes, shoo. It must have looked like it came out of the ground. Okay? The ball goes up, and I had to move over to look to see what happened. And he hits Rob on a 5-step sail route out to the corner there, and hits him in a position where he could turn it up and get the ball up the field. I was like, hey. I go, Joey, I mean, how did you do that? How did you see that? He's like, well, I knew Rob was there. And he goes, and Rob is always open. Just ask him. True story. True. But the team dynamic that Coach Checkeye put into place was just an amazing thing with the foundation. And a lot of that foundation is here tonight. I wish more of you guys were here tonight, but it's really special seeing you guys today. I want to pay tribute to some guys on that team, some of the lost soldiers here just recently. Beresford Grant passed away a little while ago, and he was a great player. Jamal Hunter just recently passed away, and that's very sad to hear that. He was a great soldier on that team. Brandon Frashevsky. Frashevsky was, sorry Kurt, Frashevsky was my favorite player. That kid, 175 pounds soaking wet, playing defensive end, made so many big plays, and you guys remember the big plays he made against Middletown. After Middletown, we were number 1. Okay? And for the most part, we didn't look back. Okay? But Brandon Frashevsky was a special player. Jim Tiberio. The story about Jim Tiberio, he was probably about 130 pounds. 135, okay? Wrestled for Walt. He was a wrestler first, but he played defensive back for us. And there was a day, because I was still playing back then. Coach would have conditioning at the end of practice. And it was a gasser. So we ran from, you remember that old field, that dust bowl, okay? With the cinders on the outside. We'd run a gasser at the end, gassers at the end of practice. From the cinders, to the cinders, back to the cinders, to the cinders, and back. That was a gasser. And so I used to run with you guys. I used to run with the skill guys. So you guys, after Middletown, you guys had a bad practice. And so Kocher was all over you guys. That's Coach Checkeye. Okay? Kocher got after you guys, and at the end, we were going to condition. I said, look, we are going to keep going until I can't beat all of the skill guys. And so we're running across, and I think we're on about the 4th or 5th one, and Jim Tiberio had just had it. I ran across the field, and Tiberio came out of nowhere, clipped my ass, okay, put me on the ground. I was just like, I couldn't believe that happened. I mean, could have blown my knee out. But I'm on the ground, he went, I said, you know what? That's a Stratford kid right there. That was some good stuff. But anyway, my message to all you guys, and I've talked to some of you guys tonight, and I need to talk more to you guys. We need to do more of this. You guys, when I think of you guys, you're still that 17, 18-year-old kid. Dadgum, you guys are in your 50s right now. All I can tell you is Never be that, never stop being that kid chasing that dream. Amen. Keep going. The best is still yet to come for all of you guys. And I mean that. And just to close right here, my Stratford upbringing has put my life on such a great trajectory. Us Stratford kids were tough physically and mentally. We probably played more sandlot football than we played anything else, including Pop Warner and high school. We even played it in high school. Cassari used to go nuts. You guys can't be down the bluffs there playing that football anymore. But we did it anyway. Right, Paul Kelly? Right? We are resilient in the face of adversity and always ready to put it all on the line for each other. We have a strong sense of team, and we are always committed to competing. We always dream big, but we never look too far down the road. None of us really knew what lied in our extended future. So we always learned to stay in the moment and stay focused on the next big thing in front of us. Our process was a rhythm of taking on daily challenges that made us successful over time. We were tempered. It is this process, along with the impact from so many of you, that has allowed me to pursue a rewarding life of influence. 40 years of coaching, I'm like, what happened? So it's gone by so quick. But born from it all are the relationships. That's what this is about tonight. That keep bringing me home for a booster shot of that North Parader culture. And the older guys in the room know what I'm talking about. The North Parader culture. To be back with such great people and the memories that we all share, it always amazes me that how whenever we get together, and no matter how much time has passed, we always pick up where we left off. It's like we were never apart. It's like we were never away. Have you ever thought about that and why that is? Well, I believe this with all my heart, that this happens because of all the memories and the adversity that we've shared. We're like brothers and sisters that carry each other in our hearts. I can assure you that wherever I am, I always take you guys there with me. God bless all of you. I appreciate this deal right here. It's been a lot of fun.